Okay, welcome to part 2 in the Client Portal training video series. So in the first one I gave you a quick introduction. In this one we're going to talk about online order entry and the various ways to get orders in. So we're going to log into the portal, and you saw the splash screen with the dashboard on the last one. So we're going to click on the New Order tab. So in the New Order tab, we'll go through what we have here on the screen real quick. You'll see at the top, import orders from Excel. I'll show you that in a minute. View last 5 orders. Now if you're a low volume customer and you tend to do the same couple of addresses and you click this, it'll show you the last 5 orders that you've put in. And let's say you just want to duplicate this one. You click on it, and it'll make a new order copied from that one. So if we say that, then yes, it'll fill everything in, and we can continue and submit. And I know I just blasted right past all of that stuff, but we're going to we'll go through the details of it in a moment. So here we are back at the new order screen, and you'll see you've got the sender information. This is you, so the caller name, the pickup and delivery information, which I have set to a default. I'll show you that in a moment. The delivery information, very important. Over here you'll see you have standard mode and express mode. I'm in express mode. If you go into standard mode, it's going to make you go section by section to fill all this stuff in. You're going to have to fill all this stuff in, hit next step, fill all this stuff in, hit next step. Most people do not want to do that, so keep it in express mode. All the basics will be up on the screen. Alright, so again, my pickup information is defaulted, and I'll show you that in a moment. The delivery information, where is it going to? We're going to fill in an address. You'll see what I just did there is if you start typing, you'll get suggestions. If you don't want the suggestions, you can type in your own stuff there. But once that's in, that's fine. If you want to save it, you can click on that. If you want to choose from your address book, you can go to the address book and choose from that. And let's say you wanted to go there. Okay, that's where we're going. Next section is the shipment information. Reference number. If you use a client number for that particular address, you can put that in. You don't have to. The weight by default will be 1 pound. If you have actual weight, you can fill it in there. Declared value. Anybody that does any shipping knows what declared value is. COD amount, if there's a COD. And let's say we had a COD of $20, and you're going to do it at the delivery location, but we don't actually have a COD. Service type, vehicle type, this is all defaults. And package number, this also is a default, and I'm going to show you how to do that also. Delivery type is one way. You don't need to change that unless you're doing a round trip. Very few people do round trips. Pick up target from. This is all stuff you can set as default. Now, normal distribution job, these are the standard times that we use. Notifications. In an order, we can send out automatic notifications by email or by SMS, which is phone text message. If you want a notification sent out, fill in the information here, the email address or the phone number, select. Now the recipient, that's the customer it's being delivered to. Pickup address is usually you. Sender is also usually you. So you choose. As you can see, you've got a lot of different options. 6 different types of notification point, and you've got en route. On pickup, that's you'll get a notification when we pick it up. En route to delivery, that means the driver has left on his way to make the delivery. On POD, and there are other events also. All right, so this is all good. We've got one package in there, and when that's all good, you'll see your grand total here if that's set for you. If you have any additional information, additional options, maybe we do warehousing for you, something like that, that'll be a separate video. You could hit continue, and when you get to continue, it'll just ask you to confirm the order. So here's the order I just put in, from here to here. It's one package. Okay. There's no other information on there. Here's the order tracking ID. And if all that looks good, you hit submit. And it'll give you the option to print labels. So if you want to print a label, you're going to hit that. Print all package items. Always say yes. And you'll see a preview of the label here. We have several different label templates. 2x4, 1x2, 4x6, depending on what type of shipping you do or what type of label printer you have. So once you've printed a label, you can go back to new order and go to your next order. As far as the defaults, so you can get to the defaults in the My Profile tab. So in the My Profile tab, these are the default settings for the new order screen, as it says right here. So I've got my default pickup address. I can set it to whatever I want. That's what I want it to be. Default delivery address, usually you're not going to want that because you may be shipping to many different people. Several other settings here. The default service, almost all the time, is going to be distribution. It might be the only service available to you depending on what client it is. Vehicle is always truck. Pickup date and delivery date. Now we like to keep these the same, next business day. So even if we're picking it up tonight, I'd like the pickup date to be next business day, delivery date next business day. Keep them the same. And a default time. Don't get crazy with the default time, because even if you put pick up at 9, deliver by 9:30, that's not guaranteeing that the driver is going to get there in a half hour. If you need a service like that, make sure you call and speak to a dispatcher. Default package will almost always be package, and default package count will be 1. Now make sure you set this here, because if you don't, when you go back to new order, this will not be filled in, and you'll have to fill it in every time, and that's an extra step. You don't want to have to do that. Almost always you're going to be shipping one-piece orders, so put the default in, and you can also click this, save all new addresses for your own use, and that's the preferences for the order entry. I'll show you the other preferences on the My Profile video. So back to new order. Other ways you can enter orders. I showed you view last 5. I showed you the manual entry. Some of you may want to upload a spreadsheet. If that's the case, you can do that here. So if you click that, you'll get a pop-up. And we do have a template available. So if you need the template, you can get it here. And it will download, depending on your browser. The template is very specific. You have to fill in all the information that's required on the template, or it will error out. So the template looks something like this, and I've highlighted some of the fields just to show you what needs to go in. You're going to need an order unique ID, service, vehicle, pickup, all that fun stuff. If you decide you want to do a template upload, please contact me. We'll test it, make sure everything works before you actually try and go live with it. So if you're going to do that, you can choose your file, and bear with me here, I apologize. Alright, so I've chosen my file. I upload the file. tell me orders uploaded successfully. All right, which I can now see if I look in the results. There we go. Those are the orders I just imported. And we'll get more into that on the next video, which will be on the tracking.